Hello everyone, welcome to Jets TV. Please comment, rate, subscribe guys, comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos as well, folks. I want to thank everyone that does watch and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. So without further ado, folks, listen, football's here. It is time to talk about it. I am ready. Before I get into the conference championship games, before I go there, I want to talk about the divisional round, what I did in my picks in the divisional. So let's go ahead and get into my divisional round recap. First game I covered for my divisional round, Colts at Chiefs. Took the Chiefs in this football game and I got myself a W. Chiefs beat the Colts 31-13, man. Shout out to Chiefs fans. You guys got yourselves a win. I took the Chiefs. I got myself a W as well. Next game I covered from that divisional round, Eagles at Saints. Took the Saints in this football game and I got myself another W. Saints beat the Eagles 14-20, man. Saints fans, shout out to you guys. You guys got yourselves a win. I took the Saints and I got myself a W as well. But you know what? At the end of the day, those games, that divisional round, that was last week. That is said and done. It is over with. It is time to talk about the conference championship games that we have coming up. Everyone knows I'm a big Jets fan. I'm going to cover the conference championships games, and then we're going to go into some Jet talk, just like we did last week. I'm not going to abandon my Jets fans. I know you guys are going, oh, what's going on out here? We're not in the playoffs. I know that. You know that. We all know that. Okay? But I'm still going to find a way to talk about the Jets, so I'm going to do the two conference championship games, and then we're going to go into some Jet talk. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my conference championship games picks, all right? First game I'm going to cover from the conference championships games, Rams at Saints. Whew, listen, I'm going to start with the Rams side of the football first. My question for the Rams is, can you get Gurley going early? I think if you really get him, the football in his hands early in this game, whether it be handing it off, him coming out the backfield, really open up the Saints defense, really beating them up, I think it will soften them up towards the end of the game. I think he's going to be a handful. I don't think the Saints really have an answer for him. And I think, if you definitely get him going early, it'll just open up for everything else. Because Cooks over the top, I think, is deadly. I think Everett is going to have a solid game in this game too. I think he'll find himself in some positions where there'll be holes in the defense that he'll be able to slide into and make some plays as well. But all this for me depends on how Gurley gets going in this game. My second question for the Rams is, hey, can this defense slow down the weapons of the Saints? Look, the Saints have got it. They've got weapons left and right, not just on the field, but also on the sideline. Sean Payton, this dude is an offensive madman. I mean, he's a complete mastermind as well. This guy is one of the best play callers, one of the best offensive geniuses in the entire game. Can you get after Drew Brees and bang this guy around? Can you throw off the timing of the Saints offense? Can you stop Thomas from having a big day like we've seen during the season? The Rams have to answer these questions. They got a great front. They're extremely physical. But you got to put it down. You got to stop these guys, from scoring left and right, because that's what they do. They put up a ton of points and they'll put them up fast. So I'm looking at the Rams defense and I'm saying, can you answer that bell one more time before you try to get yourself into the Super Bowl? You look at you look at the Saints side of the football, excuse me. And my question for them, I think the biggest question that I have for him is, can you sustain offensive drives? You look at the Saints and you're saying to yourself, look, the Rams, they're a very complete team. They have, on both sides of the ball, they're extremely solid. You have to put up points. If you fall behind too much in this game, they have the weapons to put you away early. I just got done talking about the Rams defense, what they have on that side of the ball. Man, if you can't find a way to punch it into the end zone consistently, they will finish you. We've seen that during the season. We've seen it during the playoffs where teams, are just struggling to get going against this defense. And then before you know it, you look up and the clock is striking zero and you're done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the Saints and I'm saying, hey, get into the end zone. Can you punch it into the end zone? How many points can you put up? So with all that said, I am taking the Rams to win this football game 30-21. 30-21, I'm taking the Rams. I think they do just enough to win this game, and they take it away and get themselves into the dance. So again, I am taking the Rams to beat the Saints. Next game I want to cover from the conference championship games, Patriots at Chiefs. Ooh, man, listen. I'm going to start with the Patriots side of the football first. And my question for the Patriots is, hey, can you keep up with this team offensively? The Chiefs are just wildly explosive. They have everything that it takes to really put up points on you. We've seen it throughout the year where you blink an eye and they're up by 40. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. It is completely crazy how explosive they are, how many weapons they have, how quickly they can do things and turn games around or absolutely put you out of a game. And I'm looking at the Pats and I'm saying, hey, can you keep up with what they have? Can you produce offensively? Can you go out there and make sure that you're going score for score if need be? And that's a big worry. That's a big worry for the Patriots. I mean, they got guys, they got Edelman, they got these guys, but I don't know if they have enough to keep up with what the Chiefs are bringing. You look at the Chiefs side of the football, and I'm saying to myself, listen, the Patriots are a different type of team. We all know that. They always come out with something new. And I'm looking at the Chiefs and I'm saying, can you keep up with a new wrinkle that they may come out with? They always have something different. They're very well studied. They're very well coached. They always come out with, a little different formations, little different stuff. They analyze what you don't do well. They try to attack that. Can you keep up with what they come out with? And also, can you keep up with the adjustments that they're going to make? One of the reasons why the Pats are so good, why they've been so good throughout however long, is because they always make quality adjustments during the game. Okay, you come out in the first quarter, you do something, they see it, they dissect it, they analyze it, and they make an adjustment to stop it immediately. It's that quick. You come out, you do something in a drive, they keep it in the back of their minds. If you come out and try to do it again, they already have something called up for it. You won't be able to do that again. And we've seen that consistently. Also, we see that when they come out after the half, they look like a totally different football team. Just totally different, offensively and defensively. They come out, they're doing something totally different than they did in the first half. And you're absolutely confused. And so I'm wondering with the Chiefs is, hey, are you going to get caught up like those other teams in the past got caught up? Looking like a deer in the headlights when they're doing all this different stuff that they weren't doing in the first half? Be ready for those adjustments. Be ready for those new wrinkles. And can you keep up with that stuff? So with all that said, I am taking the Chiefs to win this football game 34-20. 34-20, I'm taking the Chiefs, all right? I think they do enough, and I think they take it away before the fourth quarter. I think late in the third, they really put some scores together and get the job done. So again, I am taking the Chiefs to win that football game. And last but not least, the best game, or the best team of the week, excuse me, the Jets. All right, the Jets, we're the best. We're not the best. We're trying to get there. We got a lot of stuff going on. Last week, talked about the quarterback situation. This week for my Jet Talk, I'm going to be talking about the running back situation here. Talk about the running backs, talk about what we got going. I'm going to talk about our four most impactful running backs that we have on the roster, or that we had on the roster in the year. Bilal Powell, Isaiah Crowell, Elijah McGuire, and Trenton Cannon. These are four guys that, throughout the year, some of them had issues. You look at Bilal Powell, he had some injuries costing him some time. You look at Crowell, he served where he had some games that, he looked very good, and then down the stretch, he had some injuries that kind of banged him around as well, that costed him some time on the field. But out of those two guys missing some time, we saw these two younger guys, Elijah McGuire, Trenton Cannon, really step up and fill the role of, their running back position. And I'm excited about these two young guys. I really am. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have for us next year, especially Trenton Cannon, because he's so explosive. I think he could be a very dynamic weapon for us. And I think I'm not a big fan of Adam Gase whatsoever, but one of the things that I had an issue with Jeremy Bates is that Trenton Cannon and all, his skill set and what he would bring to the table, I didn't feel like was being used correctly. I often felt like he was kind of left out. When you looked at play calling, he wasn't really, put in a fold for anything. And I thought to myself, well, this kid has talent. Why aren't you using his talents to help make this team more explosive and more dynamic? And I think that if Gase and the offensive coordinator he brings in, if they're any type of smart, they're gonna figure out really fast that this kid can be used in ways to really make this team even more deadly offensively. And I'm hoping that's what we see out of whoever, Gase, whoever is going to be calling the plays, is that we're going to see Trenton Cannon packages drawn up for him being put, in different places and formations and being allowed to be that explosive back. McGuire is a guy that really has a very solid skill set as well. A solid runner, He's not the fastest, he's not the speediest, but he does have a very quick step. But I think for him, catching the ball out the backfield, he's very solid at that. He has very good hands. I'd like to see him use as well. So these are two backs that I think young backs as well that I think could really make an impact on us next year. I know a lot of fans are ready to go in free agency and they're screaming about Le'Veon Bell. There would be no way that I could do this and not talk about Le'Veon Bell and the possibility of him being here. Do I think there's a chance that we sign Le'Veon Bell in the offseason? Yeah, absolutely. I know that we have a ton of money, and I know that the Jets are looking to make a splash to really, build anticipation for the season and, make us better offensively and really have the fans, give them something to really scream about. And I think Le'Veon is a phenomenal back. I really do. I think that he's extremely talented. We all know what he's done in the league. There's no need for me to go down the list of how great he is. But at the same time, running back is a very expendable position. And we've seen we've seen teams find running backs in late rounds, and they come out and they look solid. You look at where Kareem Hunt was drafted, not that high. He was a very solid back before his issues. Kamara drafted, not that high. He's been extremely productive there, with the Saints. I can go on and on with backs. I mean, heck, if you look at Connor, the guy that filled in for Bell, I mean, that guy, pretty much came out of nowhere and it's filled in extremely well and played extremely well in Bell's absence. So do I necessarily want us to spend money on Le'Veon Bell? Not really. I think that the money that we would give him, I would love to see that allocated elsewhere, mainly offensive line, other places on the offense to get other weapons. But do I think it's going to happen? Absolutely. I think it's a far-gone conclusion that we'll try to sign Le'Veon Bell. I do think there's a lot of other suitors for Le'Veon Bell as well, and that'll come into play. But I think we'll definitely put our bid in, and we'll try to pay whatever we need to pay to get him in here. So with that said, please comment, rate, subscribe, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos as well. I want to thank everyone that does watch and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Football time is here. Sit down with your families, enjoy yourself, have your favorite beverage, have your favorite food, whether it be pizza, hot dogs, whatever it is, and enjoy your times, folks. All right? Have a good one.